I've seen a ton of videos where a sleek white piano looks perfect on the screen, only to end up sounding tinny or feeling stiff when the owner finally plugs it in. That gap between the showroom photo and the lived-in experience is why I'm doing this deep dive. I want to make sure you don't spend your hard-earned cash on a digital piano that looks great but lets you down when you actually sit down to play. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the Kawai CN201 isn't just another entry-level keyboard with a glossy finish. It's a full-size, 88-key instrument that tries to bridge the gap between a portable practice tool and a stage-ready piano. The big question is whether it delivers on that promise for the everyday musician, not just for showroom demos. If you're the type who spends an hour a day working on scales, recording a home studio track, or teaching a beginner, the way this piano feels under your fingers and how it integrates with other gear matters far more than a list of specs. Let's talk about the action first. Kawai's responsive Hammer 3 graded action is meant to mimic the weight variance of an acoustic piano, heavier in the low register, lighter in the high. In my testing, the low notes do have a satisfying depth that encourages proper finger technique, while the higher keys aren't overly light or mushy. This makes it a solid choice for someone who's transitioning from an acoustic instrument and wants a realistic feel without the maintenance headaches. However, the grading isn't as pronounced as a top-tier concert grand, so a professional pianist looking for that exact hammer response might still notice a slight difference. If you're a serious classical player who needs the most nuanced touch for competitions, you might find the CN201 a step down. But for hobbyists, intermediate students, or even gigging singer-songwriters, the action feels responsive enough to keep practice engaging. Sound is the next hurdle. The CN201 comes with 19 built-in voices, ranging from grand piano to electric piano and a few orchestral pads. The main piano voice is surprisingly rich for a digital instrument at this price point. When I layered it under a vocal track in a DAW, the tonal character held up, especially in the mid-range where most pop arrangements sit. The built-in speakers, while not meant to replace a dedicated studio monitor, do a respectable job in a small room. You can actually hear the sustain and the slight brightness that mimics a real grand. The downside appears when you crank the volume up in a larger space. The speakers start to lose definition, and the bass can become a bit boomy. So if you plan on playing in a living room that doubles as a family gathering zone, you'll likely need a pair of external monitors or headphones for the best experience. One feature that often gets overlooked in other reviews is the 3-pedal system. Kawai includes a sustain pedal, a soft pedal, and a sostenuto pedal, all wired into a realistic wooden pedal board. This is a rarity at this price tier. In practical terms, the sustain pedal feels smooth and provides that classic piano resonance, which is essential for pieces that rely on legato phrasing. The soft pedal actually reduces the hammer weight, giving you a quieter, more intimate sound, perfect for late-night practice without disturbing housemates. The sostenuto pedal, while not used as often, works reliably for holding specific notes while playing freely elsewhere, a feature many intermediate players forget they even need. If you're a beginner who only ever uses the sustain pedal, the extra two might feel unnecessary, but they add a level of expressiveness that will pay off as you advance. Connectivity is where the CN201 starts to show its modern side. Bluetooth MIDI and audio mean you can stream your favorite backing tracks directly to the piano speakers or send your playing to a computer or tablet without a tangled cable. I tried pairing it with a music learning app on my phone, and the latency was negligible. The notes appeared on screen in sync with my playing. For teachers who want to record lessons on the fly, the Bluetooth audio can capture your performance plus any backing track in a single file, simplifying the workflow. On the flip side, the Bluetooth connection can be a bit finicky if you have a crowded Wi-Fi environment. I noticed occasional dropouts when my router was busy. If you rely heavily on a rock-solid wired connection for live streaming, you might want to keep a MIDI cable handy as a backup. Now, who should actually consider the Kawai CN201? If you're a student or hobbyist who wants a realistic touch and a decent sound palette without breaking the bank, this piano checks a lot of boxes. Its graded action, decent speaker output, and 3-pedal system give you a feel that's closer to an acoustic piano than most keyboards in the sub-$1,500 range. It's also a good fit for home studio musicians who need a reliable MIDI source that can double as a sound module, thanks to the Bluetooth capabilities. Teachers will appreciate the durability and the